Hey there YouTube, Travis here. Well, after 8 years of ownership and 20,000 miles, I finally had my first major problem on my 1992 Toyota pickup. So what's cool is that it started that time after some finagling, but I've been having some intermittent starting issues. It's been a huge bummer. That's really funny that that started on camera because of course it did. So when we're running, I feel really good about the voltage that the alternator's outputting. I know the battery light was on there, but when I test the battery, I get well over 12 volts. I even took it to my local Napa that I bought the battery from. Plenty of cold cranking amps, 100% charge. What does usually get this to start working again is when I hit the starter with a hammer. As one final test, I also cleaned the connector for the starter solenoid with some contact cleaner, and then I also used a wire brush on the lead that goes into the starter as well as the castle nut that holds it on. Unfortunately, this did not fix my problem. I jacked up the truck, removed the negative and the positive battery terminals, removed the bolts that hold on the panel in front of the oil filter, and got ready to work. So the starter is right next to the transmission bell housing. It's way down there. We got to get the two big nuts off. So this is crazy. This is what I just broke the nut loose, but I ended up using the big 18-inch, the 12-inch, U-joint, the 6-inch U-joint, and the deep 6-point 14mm socket, and I cranked it from out here with just the 3/8 drive ratchet, but it did break it loose, and I'm getting in the top bolt off with my fingers now. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. That was so much effort. If you have one of these trucks in a rusty area, you might want to really plan ahead and try and get this bolt soaked for a few days ahead of time with something. Wow. All right, now for the bottom one. All right, now for this one, ratchet, 12-inch, like 8-inch, and then just a socket. So no U-joint there, just a U-joint there, and then your nice 6-point 14mm deep well socket. So this is what just broke it loose for me. Remember, if you've got an impact gun like this, put it in drive for a couple clicks and then reverse to kind of work the bolt or the nut back and forth. That will help you too. All right, let's get this thing pulled out. So here's the starter in all its glory. Now, unfortunately, the only two markings on this are two barcode stickers, and I cannot read them. I tried to put some carb cleaner on this to get the dirt off, and it rubbed all the ink off, but it was pretty hard to see anyway. So I don't know if this is an OEM starter or if this is a remanufactured starter or an auto parts store brand sticker. A starter that someone put in this truck, years ago. I'm leaning towards it maybe not being the original starter. Pictures and videos I've seen have had some sort of plate here that's had a parts number on it, and gosh, I don't see it. In the meantime, while I'm doing some research, we'll do a quick bench test on this thing for fun. Basically, take some jumper cables, positive, negative on the car battery. Negative goes into the starter body because this just grounds through the body to the engine. Positive goes on the power in, and then in order for that starter to actually do anything, you also attach jumper wire from the solenoid, and then I'm going to put the clip in the solenoid side, and then when the solenoid tells the starter to go, we'll touch it here, and we should see the starter pop out and spin. Okay. Everything's hooked up, so when I take the jumper wire, we should see this thing jump. Well, it did for a second, but now I'm getting nothing. Dang. All right, kind of intermittent like it was when it was in the vehicle. All right, here's where we sit. This is a brand new starter from a local starter battery alternator place here in my town. I've decided to replace it for now instead of rebuilding this. I can't find any Toyota markings on this starter, and I suspect it may be an aftermarket one anyway. So I did buy locally from an AutoZone anyway, this Dorman rebuild kit. I understand that the contacts, those copper contacts, are more or less universal, so this might turn into just a fun project to take this apart and rebuild it, but this thing was so hard to get in and out of there. I really only want to have to do it one more time. So let's go ahead and get this brand new starter installed. So we can see the stud on the top there and the bolt hole on the bottom. What I'm gonna do is because this bolt is pretty hard to finagle in there, I'm gonna put this in here for now. And we'll try to get the starter swung so the top is resting on the stud, and hopefully we can kind of do the reverse of the removal here to get it back in. All right, so top of the starter is on the stud and the nut up there is finger tight. On the other side, you can't see it. But one call out on this truck, maybe not all of them, but there's a bracket right there for what I believe is a brake line. And then that has to go on the front. So a little bit of finagling there with that and the bolt, but we'll go ahead, redo these connections, and we'll see if she starts. All right, so quick tip for that bottom bolt. Forget trying to get the bolt started with your hands. Yeah, literally just use the socket just use a socket, get started with this, and then I'm using a combination of extensions to just get it hand tight with the ratchet. But yeah, I was trying with my fingers to get it lined up, using my other hand to push the line from the brake line, that bracket, and get it in there and get it lined up. But putting it in here and just twisting, that did it for me. So both starter bolts are in, which is great. I could not get that bracket, this brake line bracket, through the hole because it kept pulling this way. I tried 8 ways to Sunday. So my strategy here is now that the starter is in, I'm gonna tighten up the top one, really tighten up the top one to kind of hold the starter in place. And then after a couple of days, probably when the starter is like really seated in there, I'll back that bolt out and then try and get it again. But plugged in the solenoid, and now I'm going to reattach the 12 volt, and we'll see if this thing is going to start first time. Okay, here is the completely raw, live. Let's see if this actually works now. Neutral, please. Clutch in. Ooh. Oh, that sounded really good. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Wow. Let's do it one more time just for fun. Clutch in. Oh, I love the way that sounded. Oh my gosh, yes! All right, so that's a wrap. Hopefully this helps you out if you're gonna attempt the same job on a similar 22RE based Toyota pickup. At the end of the day, I got to do the job myself, which is great. I got to use the parts that I wanted to the higher quality new starter that I wanted. And I got to learn a ton. So ultimately, while this was a little bit more of a struggle than I originally thought it would be, it's all done now, and the truck starts great. All right there, YouTube. Until next time.